Hello, Pamela Slim here with a final tip in my video series to help you kick off 2012 in a strong and prosperous way. Well, today's tip has nothing to do with flip charts and breaking big ideas into small pieces. It has to do with the mental side of planning. And in particular, I want to help you to bring a very clear and fresh mental state into your planning process for 2012. So many of you have been telling me that it's been a bit of a challenge this year. Some of you have faced financial challenges. Maybe starting your business was a little bit harder than you thought. Maybe you lost your job. Some of you have had health challenges. In today's economic climate, with everything that's going on in our world, it is very, very common that you might have had some struggle, that maybe you didn't get everything done. Maybe you had big plans and you weren't really able to execute on them effectively, and you procrastinated and spent far too many hours reading or watching Law and Order or messing around on Facebook, and you're frustrated with yourself because you didn't get something done. What I want to help you do is to clear out some of those mental cobwebs, because if you do not step back and look at your year in an objective way and get those things out of your head, you are going to be bringing in that perspective into the new year, and it's going to affect what you're able to do. So the first thing to remember is that what happened this year does not determine next year. It could determine next year if you are not conscious about doing some things about it. So I'm going to give you 4 questions that will help you clear some of those cobwebs away. The first 2 questions are, what did I learn and what am I grateful for? So when you're focused on what you learned this year, it's where you take a step back, you acknowledge any disappointments, mistakes that you made, common patterns, and really try to say, what is it that that was trying to teach me? I have a theory that until you really step back and are conscious about the lessons and then do something about them, they will continue to hit you over the head, and sometimes for decades, until you change your behavior. So what did I learn is a very, very critical question to ask and to document the answers. The second is, what am I grateful for? And this is really, really important, especially if you're getting a little bit down on yourself for what you didn't accomplish, because despite challenges, despite not doing everything that was on your list, I know for a fact that you did some awesome things. Maybe work fell apart, but you were able to hold it together at home. You provided a loving environment for your kids, or you were a tremendous friend, or you really helped out your parents when they needed help. And that is something to be very grateful for, that you were able to accomplish some things and to be a certain way in the world that you are proud of. So anchoring yourself in gratitude for what you did accomplish is a very, very critical thing. So the third and fourth questions are, I'm going to hold them up clearly so you can see them. What will I stop doing and what will I start doing? These are really, really important, because when you've looked at what it is that you've learned and what you're grateful for, there are some things that you really want to stop doing. Maybe the first thing when you get in the office or sit down at your computer on Monday morning is you get sucked into your inbox, or you get dragged into social media, into mindless banter, and then before you know it, it's 11 o'clock and you haven't accomplished anything. Or maybe you are in endless conversation with your friends about how it is that you're afraid to do what you're doing, and what you need to stop doing is talking about it, and what you need to start doing is taking some concrete action. Building a what am I going to stop in 2012 and what am I going to start in 2012 list is a really, really important part of clearing out those mental cobwebs. So when you address these issues, when you are grateful for everything that you've learned during the year, because no matter what happened, I know that there have been really tremendous lessons and that you have done exactly what you were meant to do, because that's what you did. It is not going to determine how your next year is going to turn out. And you can do fantastic things when you are aware, when you're learning, and you're changing in small ways every day behavior that is just tripping you up. One of the very favorite metaphors that I have for this was given to me by my friend Michelle Woodward, who did a process with me called the Unstuck Process, which is a series of 20 questions that she asks around an area that you're stuck on. And the metaphor that she told me after I had defined what I wanted to leave behind in 2011 was that the part that has felt so hard and stuck and awful is like the wall that's the side of the swimming pool. So when you're wanting to turn something around, when you're aware of what it is, when you're able to look at it and say, that is what I don't want, that becomes the side of the pool that you can push off of in order to make great progress in a different direction. Just try being in the middle of the pool and turning around and getting momentum to go a different direction. Sometimes you need the anchor of saying, man, do I not want to go there again. And for any of you who remember junior high or sometimes high school, sometimes you just had those really crappy years when things just didn't go right. And that's okay. It did not define and determine the rest of your life. There were many other good years, just like if you happen to have had a less than stellar year this year, it's going to be better next year. So I think nobody can say it better than our friend Frank. The best is yet to come.
Best is yet to come.